So, we need to talk. We really need to talk, guys. So, let's face the truth. And a lot of you guys don't want to face up to the truth. The truth is that Spider-Man is going to be in Sonyverse. Sony Pictures, Columbia Pictures are making Spider-Man 3. Now, I know you've heard all these conspiracy theories that Disney is buying Sony Spider-Man for $10 billion. They are all fabricated, guys. There's no truth. I've spoken to a bunch of people, a bunch of insiders, and you've got to understand there's a reason why Variety, why Deadline, why none of the main publications are reporting these daily stories that keep appearing from, the same websites that keep reporting the same stories, just a different variation of it. So, what is good, YouTube? Washed you here with a video on how Spider-Man is done in the MCU. Yes, it is sad. Yes, Spider-Man PS4 is one of the greatest video games ever. But guys, we've got to face it. He's done. He's done in the MCU. But that doesn't really change anything. Because as you know, Sony Pictures owns Spider-Man, all the characters, Venom, Carnage, washed you if negotiations go proper. I'm joking, guys, just to see if you're listening to me. They don't own me. But what I'm getting at is they own the Spider-Man character. They own the side characters. The only difference is they can't really, drop an Iron Man line every time they want. But realistically, they could, because if you watch the CW Flash show, they're always dropping Iron Man, Spider-Man references. And they were dropping Batman references before they were allowed to drop Batman references in a DC show. Yes, I know there's some weird rules with the Arrowverse and what they're allowed to say, even though it's the same company that owns the DC Extended Universe or DC of Worlds. So what we're getting at, guys, is the only concrete evidence we have is what Kevin Feige initially said after San Diego Comic-Con and after Disney 23, that they had a great time and the partnership was never supposed to be forever, and it came to an end. And Tom Holland literally said the same thing. Yes, it is PR talk. Yes, it is press talk. Yes, it is what they're being told to say by, obviously, Marvel's publicity team, I'm presuming. But you got to face the truth, guys, that if the head guy, Sony, comes out and says this, Spider-Man was fine before the events movies. Now, if you don't agree with that, I know a lot of people say Tobey Maguire's variation of Spider-Man was trash. No, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. Spider-Man was fine before the event movies. They did better with the event movies, and now that we have our own universe, he will play off the characters as well. I think we're pretty capable of doing what we have to do here. Now, what I don't like, guys, is Kevin Feige gets too much freaking creditation. He is not making every single 23 MCU movie. And guys, yes, I might cover a lot of Marvel stuff here on this channel, but let's be honest, guys, storytelling-wise, Infinity War and EndGame weren't even that good. Spider-Man Far From Home, storytelling-wise, was much better. EndGame being nominated for an Oscar is a joke, unless it is really a joke, guys, because just because it's broke all these numbers and stuff like that does not mean it was a great storytelling. So to say that Spider-Man's going to flop just because Kevin Feige won't be involved is absolute rubbish, because at the end of the day, it's the actors that have to sell the story, A bad story can be told well with good actors, EndGame, so to speak. But I find it very interesting now, every single time we address it, or every single time I'm tagged in a Twitter post, Instagram post, etc., everyone is bashing Sony. Like, Sony did it to us. Even the freaking Russo brothers, which I'm not really a fan of, they come at Sony Pictures saying, give Spider-Man back, we don't think it's best for business and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they own the property. Sony Pictures own the property. It's just every single day a certain website keeps going, oh, Spider-Man's in, he's out, he's left, he's right, he's sideways. When realistically, guys, they've said nothing. These are fabricated stories. Yes, a rumor. I hear lots of rumors, but let's be honest, guys, I don't hear any Spider-Man rumors because it is above anyone's pay grade. Now, if you're going to put 100 rumors out, of course, 5 of them will be correct. And then when they are correct, it's like, yeah, told you so. So if the head of Sony says that Spider-Man will be just fine and they are moving forward, and Tom Holland Spider-Man will be joining Venom and Morbius, etc. Morbius is coming out next year, so if he was to get a cameo role or a post-credit scene, kind of how, like, when they introduced, JJJ, J and J Jemberson, Mr. Bugle reported at the end of Far From Home. I mean, if they are going to introduce Peter Parker in that universe, they should do it in that sense. Have him in a post-credit scene for the Venom 2, which they're going to start shooting in London very, very soon. I believe they should do it that way. But I've seen a lot of fans pandering. I know I will get some criticism down in the comment section for this, because if you think Spider-Man shouldn't be in the MCU, you just get ridiculed for saying that. But realistically, guys, would you rather Spider-Man be in a universe where we can have all 900 villains and 900 characters, have the Sinister Six, Norman Osborn, all these great characters, Venom, Carnage, Warstew, all these kind of characters? Do you not think it would be better to have it in one concurrent universe rather than it be in the MCU and Sony be like, no, you can't use Green Goblin, you can't use Norman Osborn, you can't use Harry Osborn, you can't use Venom, and all this kind of stuff. So there's been so much content, hundreds of articles, so many videos on Twitter, Instagram, and absolutely everywhere. And it's just really interesting to me, because it's like every time there's a new article, I see the same people buying it going, yeah, Spider-Man's back. No, there's been no evidence, unless Kevin Feige or the head of Sony comes out and says, we got him back, even though realistically, guys, they haven't left anywhere, because they're not going to start shooting most likely till the middle of next year. So there's going to be so much pandering, so much talking going throughout till middle of next year when they will start shooting, because realistically speaking, 2021, 2022, there's this myth that Sony have to make a new Spider-Man movie every 3 years. I don't really know where that comes from, but it's realistically a myth. They don't lose the contract if they just don't make a movie every 3 years. I mean, I'm pretty sure they could leave it 3 to 4 to 5 years and they still would have the rights. Not only that, is Sony Pictures also has the rights to the TV universe, the live action TV shows for Venom, Spider-Man, and all that kind of stuff, because Disney, gave them the contract for that. So you probably will be seeing Tom Holland potentially in a Spider-Man TV show. And I know I will get criticism. People are like, well, Stu, you just love Sony because you don't want Tom Holland in the MT. Yeah, I'm talking like that on purpose, guys. I'm not stuttering. It's just interesting to me. I read your comments and you're like, you're such a Sony fanboy. How can I be a fanboy of a company that literally makes one movie, which is called Spider-Man? It just makes no freaking sense. As I keep saying, Venom did very well. Over $700 million. It nearly beat freaking Homecoming, without Spider-Man, without Iron Man, How can Venom, Venom of all the movies, right? Without Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., without Happy Hogan, without Pepper Potts, without all these MCU characters, the first freaking Venom movie nearly beat Homecoming in terms of revenue. How is that even possible? And then people are like, yeah, but Kevin Feige worked on it so much, yet so much to the point where Kevin Feige didn't want anyone knowing he worked on it in case it flopped. Maybe he had a potential little part, but I don't believe it, because if you worked on something, you want your name on it regardless. So the fact that people said they can't make a good movie, well, at the end of the day, Venom did succeed financially. So why does everyone think if Sony deals with Spider-Man 3, it's going to be ruined and no more Spider-Man and the new Avengers and young Avengers aren't going to go anywhere? I just find this very interesting, and I know I keep saying this is the last Spider-Man video, but this is not really a Spider-Man MCU video. This is a fact that Spider-Man will be moving forward, will be going to Venomverse, will be into Spideyverse. Spider-Man is done in the MCU, confirmed by me. He is done, guys, unless I hear anything different from any other publication. I don't want to keep making Spider-Man content. Apple's buying Spider-Man. Stew's buying Spider-Man. Every freaking person in the company is buying Spider-Man. Who's going to buy it next? McDonald's is going to come out and buy the rights to Sony Pictures very soon. No, but I'm sure someone's going to write that. Guys, stop taking bylines. Stop taking bylines at face value. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to go at me down below, guys. Please, seriously, listen to the video. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is done in the MCU, and it's okay, guys. It's okay to be scared. Phase 4 is going to be very different to any other phase. It's going to be skeptical until we get back to phase 5. It's going to be very sketchy. There isn't much potential. I mean, there's Thor 4. There's Doctor Strange 2, there's the Loki series, and that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, Black Widow, cool story, bro, but it's a prequel at the end of the day. So guys, let me know, are you going to have an absolute anxiety attack because Spider-Man's no longer in the MCU, and I've just confirmed it for all you folks. So like always, smash that like button, and if we ever hit 100,000 subscribers, I will be giving away a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X. Anyway, guys, I'm done with the Spider-Man story because this is a Venom Spider-Man story, because Spider-Man is joining the Venomverse, and it wouldn't surprise me if they slide him into Venom too. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.